What's going on, guys? It's Jaybird or Swag No Scope here, and today I just want to talk about how you guys can get Easter eggs done solo, 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, on all the maps, and effectively. So why not better to start off with the original Shadows of Evil? Now, first of all, you have to get this one done 4 people. But basically, I'm just gonna say, make sure you have a good team for all of this. If you don't, just get your team. If they're not good, just get them to train a little bit. You know, just kind of, and just play Shadows of Evil. Try and get the swords done solo, and then they should be good. Second thing, you do not need perkaholics for this method. Perkaholics are completely unnecessary, and you do not need them at all. So let's go get started. Basically, for shadows, I find it's kind of weird, you know. It's not really a boss fight, but basically, I just want to say this: make sure your team is organized. By that, I mean if you guys are, let's say say you're doing the flags. Okay, swords. You guys, I'm pretty sure you guys should know how to do that. Just make sure your team's kind of organized. You know, when you're on the flags, just say, hey, guy with the Apothicon Servant, make sure you're in this direction. Both of you in this direction. I'll shoot the Shadow Man or somebody else, and make sure the guys that don't have the Apothicon, they have at least good guns, like a dingo or a ray gun, something like that. Preferably a dingo or something like that, you know, just something preferably good. But anyway, just make sure you have that. Now, I'm just going to go on to the boss fight, because, you know, that Easter egg is pretty easy. You can find a tutorial for that really easily. So, obviously you can't do this one solo. Obviously you can't, but when you're on 4 people, just kind of make sure that you guys know what they're doing. Have the guy in the middle, well, he's kind of, just make sure you kind of play. Make sure the other guy calls in the train, or somebody, one of you. Now when you go on beasts, if you have Margwas, make sure you don't go shoot their first head, and kind of train with them, okay? Train with them a little bit, and they should be good. I'm pretty sure that's it for the Easter egg. Just, you know, just all gotta shock the box at the same time. Let's move on to Dryzendrack, the giant. Okay, we don't even need to talk about that one. Dryzendrack, first of all, the Wisp. If you're doing with 4 people, you got just whoever gets their bow done first. You guys don't need all the bows. Just, well, let's start solo. Okay, solo is probably the easiest way to do it. Kind of half-half. If you're a pro player, yes, it is the easiest way. But you basically kind of just want to, for solo, you just kind of want to build the lightning bow, obviously. Make sure the game is unranked for solo 2 and 3 people. Because if it's unranked and you're on 1 person, you only need to build 1 bow. That is, unless you shoot a quest or even hold square on one of the paintings, and you got to do that bow. However, if you have it unranked, you will be good. And so solo, basically, you just want to make sure you have necessary gobblegums. So you could run Danger Closest or Self-Medication, or I guess you could run Aftertaste with 2, 3, or 4 people. But solo, try and run Danger Closest for the Panzers. Then in that, you just kind of want to take out the Panzers, or if you have Pop Shocks, that's good. That's not, it doesn't instantly kill it, but once you knife it, give it a couple seconds, Panzers will die. That's pretty much solo, you know, just pay attention to the circle. 2, 3, and 4 people, especially 2 and 3 is pretty hard. Like I said, put the game on ranked. Now, 2 and 3, for Simon Says, it's going to spawn in dogs. So, you need to make sure that for 2 and 3 people, that they know what they're doing, and they could either have just an RK5 or just a shotgun. Make sure you start Simon Says as early as possible, because the dogs won't take as much damage to kill them, which is awesome. So you don't have to spam several bullets into it. Make sure you don't have Electric Cherry, or whoever has last doesn't have Electric Cherry, or Widow's Wine. Make sure you don't get trapped in a corner easily as well. So if you have a guy that gets trapped in corners easily, make sure he doesn't have last. Either he'll die or kill last. That's pretty easy. Like I said, 2 and 3 and 4, just whoever gets their bow done first. I always do this. As soon as you get your bow done, everybody stop upgrading your bow and work on the wisp. Now, before I go on, first of all, the background gameplay, I was going to put Revelations Easter egg background gameplay, but I forgot to record that, so what a fail. Anyway, excuse me. Anyway, let's move on to Zetsubo. Now, Zetsubo is practically easy. If you're super good at this, you could probably do it solo. But for Zetsubo, just kind of make sure. I recommend doing it with two, 3, or 4 people fail. Anyway, you could do that. Basically, besides that, in Garad, I have a method for this. So you're seeing the background gameplay. Pretty much have a guy with L4 Siege, have a guy with NX Shadow Claws, preferably a best player, which for us it was Jonathan Lopez. Saying he is a really good player. He is awesome. We gave him the pack to NX Shadow Claws, but he ended up going down once because Luke, he forgot he had Dragon Strikes. Jonathan told him to. He said he didn't, and then and we already grabbed the max ammos, by the way. And he's like, he said he didn't have any, and then later he realized he had some, which pretty retarded. But anyway. Basically, for this, just kind of have Undead. You don't need Undead Man for the Mangler, just for the Valkyrie, I guess. It helps on the what do you call it? Graph module. Now, for the Mangler, you could just shoot his arm cannon off by shooting his shoulder plate or his right shoulder plate. Shoot his right shoulder plate, and then he will get his arm cannon off, and he will start running at you, which is amazing. And just try not to die on this part. Try and keep an eye on him, but try not to die mainly. Undead Man's good for the zombies. But yeah, Valkyrie, you could use the Mark IIIs. Just look down and shoot your left ray gun and make sure you don't have electric cherry because that will damage the Valkyrie drone. But basically, besides that, that's pretty much it for Garad. Now, moving on to Revelations. Revelations, I don't really know much about that Easter egg, but I just want to say, in my experience, try and use the Rift E9. Sorry for that pause, but try and use the Rift E9. The Shadow Man, it's pretty useless. We had a guy with Pop Shocks to kill the Panzer, killed the Margwa with the Thunder Gun or a gun. Pop Shocks is also very useful on the, like, just the little steps with the wall and stuff. That's really useful, extremely useful. I found that the Shadow Man goes down easily with double tap and the Rift. You don't really need Speed Cola. I went down with my Speed Cola and I just still reloaded pretty fast. But basically with that, just try and get a good team. I don't recommend you do it solo, but I guess it's pretty easy, so you could. I just recommend you probably could do it with 4 people. But pretty much, yeah, besides that, that's pretty easy. Now I'm going to move on to kind of best weapon. So Darius and Drac, you could use a pack-a-punch shotgun, I guess. Shares Viva, I don't really think that matters or anything. But basically Darius and Drac mainly. You could use for Darius and Drac probably pack-a-punch shotgun maybe. I don't really use it against the Panzers because I end up dying, but I guess it's pretty good with more than one person. You could have somebody cover your back while you go spray the Panzers. Besides that, yeah. And, Shetsupo, I don't really think he could do anything for the boss fight. I brought a ray gun for the, what do you call them? Thrashers. I brought a pack-a-punch ray gun for the Thrashers. But mainly you basically need the upgraded KD4. And now basically you have the, I think, yeah, Garad Krovi. This is pretty simple. I know what you're about to ask. Oh my god, Jaybird, we know what weapons we bring into the boss fight. We know one person's supposed to have the Shadow Claws, all this stuff, blah blah blah. Yes, you are right, Eugene, but kind of not. You see, the thing here is somebody definitely I'd bring 3 people up for a siege and 1 person with shadow cause. Definitely 3 people, because if you saw it in that last clip, I destroyed Nikolai with the L4 siege. It is seriously OP, and do recommend it to you guys. This makes it a lot easier against Nikolai, and just kind of stuff like this just makes it way more easier. But mainly I think, and then yeah, I mean, it's just pretty straightforward. Before my mind gets shut down again, the Revelations. But seriously though, Revelations is pretty straightforward. I mean, that's pretty much it. But if you guys did like this video, please like and subscribe. I'll have another video out later, probably. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.